Today is going to be the first of quite a few basic mechanics. And because I've been a mechanic for 20 odd years, you sort of just presume that people know things that you don't necessarily know that they know, if that makes sense. So a lot of family and friends and a lot of subscribers have asked if I could do more basic stuff because they don't really know what I'm talking about. And to be fair, I've never really thought of it. So today, we are going to literally be doing what is underneath the bonnet, what that means, what all the signs means, and what you need to check. Due to the fact that I know not everybody knows what I know and what like general mechanics know, we are not going to be working with the Sora. We are not going to be working with the AMG. What we are going to be doing is a bog standard car, which, let's face it, 99% of the population of the world drive. We are going to be using my missus's Nissan Duke. Yes, my missus drives a Duke, and I drive it every now and again as well. It's actually quite a nice drive. So, first thing you are going to probably want to do is you are going to need to check underneath the bonnet. Now, I'm going to presume, for the sake of this video, you know nothing about cars. This is the first time either you're a learner, you've never really had any experience with cars, whatever, no bias here. So, first thing you are going to need to do is open the bonnet. So, to open the bonnet on this car is, actually, I don't know where it is. So let's have a look. Excuse the mess. I don't think I was expecting to actually come in the car. So, for all intents and purposes, to open the bonnet, is this symbol here. Now, this is in general the standard industry for opening the bonnet. If you see a little bonnet and it's open, that is how you open the bonnet. So you just pull it. So there are a few manufacturers where there's a handle here and you pull it there, and with other manufacturers there's a handle over there and you pull it, and some manufacturers there's some under the steering wheel and you pull it. Sometimes they're a red tag, but yeah, worst case, let me know what car you got and I'll tell you. So once you've popped it, that doesn't necessarily mean it's open, it'll be on a latch. So when I say a latch, you need to find like a little handle, and there'll be a handle somewhere. There we go. So that is the handle that you're looking for. Sometimes they're over here, sometimes they're over here. On a Mercedes, they're in the grille, etc, etc. And that is how you open the bonnet. You're basically feeling for a little handle like that. So then what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to get that big stick thing there, and you are going to want to prop it up like so. Right, sorry, I couldn't really film that because I've got one hand. So this is called a bonnet prop. So it will go into, this one's quite handy because it's actually got an arrow, but you will see that there is like a yellow bit here, or red or white, and that is what holds the bonnet up. So that's fairly simple. So now you're in the bonnet. So what we shall do now is we shall just go over a few of the fundamental things. Now, this is what I would class as a typical car, sort of looked after by me, but that's about it. But apart from that, it's not been modified, it's completely bog standard. So this here, the one with the wavy lines with the hand on it, that is for your coolant. Now, coolant cools down your engine. It basically goes through the engine. I won't get into the ins and outs of it in this video, but it goes around and cools your engine so it doesn't overheat. So when people say that, your coolant must be low or your engine's overheating, you know, the little sign on the dash, 9 times out of 10, it's either that cap has a seal on it, when you can undo it. So there you go. So you've got a little seal in there. Sometimes the seals go, or sometimes it's just the fluid. Now, you can't just put anything in it. Every manufacturer has a different spec of coolant, whether it's green, pink, blue, whatever. So again, refer to your owner's manual, it will tell you the coolant, or just give me a shout and I'll try and help you out. So that is your coolant. This is where you put your oil. Now, a lot of people put the oil in the coolant and the coolant in the oil. The thing to remember, this big block here is the engine, which I'd like to think you know. the cap is always on the top of the engine. I've never seen one that's not. So if it's on top of the engine, it's for oil. And as you can tell, that hasn't been off for a while. There we go. And there you go, there's a seal on that as well. So that is where you top up your oil. This isn't where you check your oil, it's where you top it up. This is your oil dipstick. It will pull out like so, and that is where you test your oil. But like I said, for now, this is just a quick rundown of what is in the engine bay. I'll go into specifics in a different video, so just keep an eye out for that. So if you subscribe, hit the notification bell, you'll see all the latest videos, which will be a rundown of what everything does. So this one here, which looks like, I don't know what that looks like, but basically that is supposed to be a windscreen with water coming out of it. That is where you top up your washer fluid. When I say washer fluid, I mean the thing that comes out of the wiper jets. Well, not comes out of the wiper jets, but the thing that cleans your windscreen. So that is that. This one here is your brake fluid. So really, you shouldn't have to check this. It's worth checking if you're going on a long trip. But at this point, I probably wouldn't top that up. There is a level that's here that you'll see there. It says min and max. You want it to go either to the max level or the min level. Again, you won't have one for a windscreen washer. That would just top up. But you'll have one here as well, which, there you go, says max and min. Now, there is a little bit more technicality when it comes to these things. It does matter whether it's hot or cold, but we won't go into that. So always aim to go in the middle. And that is pretty much it. The only thing that you really need to worry about as well, if you ever change in your battery, there is a positive and a negative. Now, luckily, these still have the terminals, but most batteries, in fact, I've never seen one, will have a positive and a negative sign on the battery. So you can't really mess it up. But again, if you're not sure, don't touch it. So that is pretty much the fundamentals and all the fluids of what you need to check underneath the bonnet. So again, apologies to all the long-term subscribers that are, you know, watching my videos on how to strip interiors and build engines. I know this isn't the video for you, but I'm getting a lot of people ask me for the basics. So why not? Everyone's got to learn. So even my boy can watch this and learn. But yeah. So if you have any questions, then please feel free to ask. If you actually like the sort of content that I'm doing, then please feel free to message me with some videos that you'd like me to do, or like if you've got a car and you're not 100% sure, give me a shout and I might be able to point you in the right direction. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to press the buttons.